Christie's is mounting a very special exhibition to celebrate the reopening of the National Portrait Gallery. Here at Christie's there's going to be a number of paintings exploring the idea of selfhood, and behind me are some of the works that are going to be on display. And to talk about this and the whole exhibition at Christie's, I'm joined by Imogen Kerr and Maggie Kvachin. So this is a really interesting endeavour for you because it goes alongside the National Portrait Gallery. What was your starting point?
Well, Maggie and I came together to discuss this concept, and we really wanted to create a show that really drove itself from this idea of selfhood. The self being more than simply a visual representation of someone and more of an exploration from the perspective of perhaps a fixed identity or one that may be fluid and evolving through relationships and experiences. One of the examples that I'm particularly excited about is right in front of us here.
Amazing. And tell me a bit about this, when it was painted, and what Suzanne was actually saying with this picture.
So Suzanne Valadon, she's known to many people as an artist's model. She posed for Renoir in some of his most famous paintings, and she decided to launch her own career as a painter and started to teach herself. This work was painted in 1917. Suzanne Valadon was actually 52 at the time when she painted this, but you can see here how she's adopted a very youthful aspect to herself in this portrait.
And she'd been so used to being the muse. What she was saying was, look, I'm taking charge of this.
Yes.
And also I'm going to confront the male gaze and give it right back.
It's extraordinary. It was unheard of for a woman to paint herself in the nude at this time. So showing herself in this way is a really daring prospect, and the way that she really looks directly at the viewer is really captivating and engaging and challenging, I think. But it's at the same time such a beautiful work.
And then we have this incredible, exuberant, wonderful canvas here. Tell me about this one, Maggie.
So this is by an amazing painter, Antonia Schauring. She's quite a young contemporary painter. She really focuses on combining relationships and love and these relationships between people, but also objects and nature. We know that she's been inspired by Tracey Emin, for example. So, manipulating the paint into these large swaths of color and balancing kind of this form of abstraction, but also with enough layers of the human coming through, which you do see here quite beautifully with the embracing couple.
And then we've got a completely different work here, Maggie, and there's a whole number of different things going on here. So what are some of the signifiers in this work?
Yeah, I think what's really amazing about this is it's actually a painting of another painter. So Eva Juszkiewicz has painted Carol Rama. Carol Rama was a widely unknown artist until the 80s who was really revolutionary at the time in Italy. She actually had her exhibitions censored by the police because they were just shocked by how kind of nude and sexualized her art was. And she later on transitioned into abstraction a little bit. The braided hair that you see on the face was Carol Rama's signature. She would braid her hair with this very signature kind of braid across her forehead. Eva Juszkiewicz is really known for kind of reclaiming the faces of these models and these muses from old master paintings. So she'll take hair or foliage, fabric, cloth, even bugs to really transform the faces.
Because what she was suggesting was in so many paintings in previous centuries, women were a kind of generic image in the painting, didn't really amount to much.
Exactly. I think she's trying to put that at the forefront of our minds.
So what else should we be looking out for?
Well, we're really excited. We have a fantastic work by Neal. It is an absolutely stunning portrait of her daughter-in-law.
Her style was so defined, and yet the individual in each painting is so unique. She said that she was a collector of souls. I think when you think about that as a painter, capturing your subject, you really are kind of going beyond the layers and thinking about the psychological state there.
So when people come to this exhibition at Christie's, what do you want them to feel when they walk in?
And I think we want people to be surprised and excited by the show. We're really trying to bring together a lot of different voices, and it's wonderful to see these works all in context of one another, exploring different ways of communicating the human experience.